Look at everybody, I'm Barry Tompkins along with the coach Hank Stram. And Hank, a couple of coaches pretty much rowing the same boat. Dennis Erickson, Mike White, each 8 up and 8 down last year, each looking for a little bit of improvement this time around.
Well, they're not only looking for it, they expect it. And I think both teams will enjoy greater success this year because of their familiarity with the team. They got a better team, and as a result, they have high hopes and expectations.
Everybody in Seattle, of course, just waiting for the breakthrough year from Rick Meyer, their quarterback. Meyer seems to be getting better, and everybody says he's ahead of himself this time this year.
Well, it's funny how much better a quarterback will get if his talent increases. And I think that's where they are. They're better in the offensive line. I think the receiver core is going to be better. Their running has to be better than it's been. And if they continue to do that, he's going to be a much, much better quarterback.
Well, of course, they say that about Rick Meyer. You got to say that about Jeff Hostetler, too. He's got a lot of bigger and better and much improved bodies around him, too.
Well, he feels very secure about what he has this year compared to what he had last year. And I think if he can stay healthy, he's the main guy. He's one of the big league quarterbacks in the National Football League. If they can stay healthy and perform like they're supposed to perform, then I think they can look forward to a great year.
And we'll see a little bit more of both starting quarterbacks this week than we did last. But remember, it's still the preseason, and we're still going to be seeing a whole lot of bodies. Back with the opening lineups right after this.
Jeff Jager.
Welcome back to the Oakland Coliseum. Barry Tompkins, Hank Stram, the Seahawks and the Raiders, and we're just about set to go. The third preseason game of 1996. The Raiders will kick it off to the Seahawks. Mike White is looking for his team to improve with every out. Jeff Jager in that battle for the kicking spot, even though Mike White will never really admit that it is, in fact, a battle. He says Colt Ford and Jeff Jager just dead even, and who knows, but they may not both wind up on the team as they did last year. Waiting to receive the kick for the Seahawks is Lamar Smith. Smith coming off a very big game in the Hawks' first game against Atlanta. And we're underway. Short kick for Jager to the 6-yard line. Smith to the 15, to the 20, head down to the 24. Carl Kidd on special teams for the Raiders makes the stop.
And that was a good hit by Kidd. Stayed in his lane and wrapped him up very well.
So Rick Meyer comes out to do the quarterbacking. You see the numbers on him in the first game against Atlanta. Impressive, 7 of 10 for 90 yards. In fact, all 3 of the Seattle quarterbacks were impressive in that game. They threw for 196 yards. Slot right on first down with a single setback. 3 wideouts in the ball game for the Seahawks. Max Strong, the lone setback. Meyer, play fake, will put it up. A lot of time, throws and out. It's caught by Galloway and a first down to the 39-yard line. Talked to some of the Seattle people about this Seattle franchise, and they said the franchise is the man who just caught that ball, Joey Galloway. Steve Broussard, although he didn't play on the first snap, will play tonight because Chris Warren will not. With Max Strong, Ricky Prell getting the start because Blades will not play, Galloway and Carl-Lester Crumpler. Lamar Smith in the ball game at running back now. Mike Pritchard comes to the near side. 3 wide out, single setback once again. Slot left. Meyer gives this time to Smith, and Smith doesn't get much. Across the 40, might have gotten a yard, maybe 2. Nolan Harrison getting a start ahead of Chester McLaughlin tonight makes the stop for the Raiders. Defensively, it'll be Anthony Smith, Nolan Harrison, Jerry Ball, and Pat Swilling. The backers will be Ron Fredrickson, Greg Biekert back in the ballgame after a week off, and Mike Jones. And in the secondary, McDaniel, Lewis, Lynch, and Anderson, a veteran secondary for the Raiders. Pritchard comes to the near side, slot left once again, 3 wide out, single setback is Smith. Meyer straight back to pass, throws a screen for Smith, plenty of room, 45, midfield, man in front of him at the 40, at the 35, and to about the 34-yard line before Terry McDaniel runs him down. Gain of 24 on the screen.
They did a good job of acting on the play and cleaned it out nicely. Plenty of room for him to run down the field and pick up a nice gain on the play. McDaniel, as you mentioned, made the tackle. It looked like there was a blitz on the play, which is perfect for the call.
So the ball at the 34-yard line of the Raiders as the Seahawks moving along smartly here. Again, a single setback, slot left, Pritchard to the near side. Smith remains the lone setback. And the give is to Smith, left-right side, and Smith inside the 30, down about the 26. Good yardage on first down. Might have gotten 7. Mike Jones on the stop.
Good pick, a good push on the right side of the offensive line of the Seattle Seahawks. Got good movement on the part of the Raiders and picked up that nice gain on the play.
7 yards on first down. You're doing something right.
Well, that's when it's fun to be a quarterback with a 2nd and 3.
They send Galloway to the far side, Pritchard to the near side, and they line Ricky Prell up in the slot. Smith remains the running back. Seahawks like Smith a lot. Raiders showing blitz, and they give to Smith again, and Smith with room, a flag down, and Smith gets the first down at the 22, and again it's Mike Jones on the stop, and let's see about the penalty.
Mike Jones with the tackle.
They go against Seattle.
Seahawks have done a good job so far in this drive of moving the football and controlling the line of scrimmage.
So Mike White sees the first penalty of this ball game go against a team other than his own, and that in itself is something of a rarity.
Yeah, that's right, and of course they're trying to work that penalty ratio down. They've had 25 in 2 games, and that's the only thing they really don't like about what's happened in preseason.
Same offensive set, 3 wideouts, slot left. Smith the lone setback, play fake. Meyer on a bootleg, goes to the tight end. Crumpler is stopped as he gets to the 35-yard line. Got about a yard. Jones and Terry McDaniel on the stop for the Raiders.
Jones, the linebacker on that side, did a good job of getting out into the flat area with coverage and making the tackle. Very, very alert play by Jones.
Steve Broussard into the ball game now is coming off rather slowly was McDaniel after taking a pretty good shot on that tackle. Raiders in a dime defense now. 6 defensive backs for the Raiders on 3rd down and 10. Same offensive set, slot left, 3 wideouts. Pritchard near side, Galloway far side. Steve Broussard is the running back. Deep drop this time for Meyer, in trouble, unloads, and well covered that time was Pritchard by Bruce Pickens.
Pickens did a good job of coverage on the play.
Anthony Smith putting a pretty good push on Meyer that time, Coach.
Yeah, he did. He really got a lot of pressure on him, and I think he got rid of the ball before he actually wanted to.
So Josh Miller, who is the only punter on the roster right now for the Seahawks, will come on to do the punting. Here's another look.
Darryl Hobbs back to receive for the Raiders.
Hobbs stands at the 10-yard line. I would doubt that he'll get much chance here. Miller sends this straight up. Hobbs fair catch at the 11. And that's where the Raiders will start a 23-yard punt. So what looked like a very good drive for the Seahawks to start the ball game ends rather quietly. So the Raiders start with 11:13 remaining in the first quarter, and a good defensive stop by the Raiders. They'll take over offensively when we come back on the other side of this. Don't go away. First offensive series, they mark the ball at the 12-yard line. We expect we'll see a little bit more of Hostetler than we did last week in Arizona.
We're going to see a lot more of McCallum too in this game. They want to take a good look at him and give him a lot of work.
Kaufman gets the call, right side, gets about a yard. Stopped short of the 15-yard line by Dean Wells, one of the inside backers for the Seahawks.
And Bender, who's done a very good job of running the football in the first 2 games, is playing fullback, and he's a very good blocker. Got a good block on that lead on the run by McCallum.
Well, McCallum got the start ahead of Harvey Williams here. Derek Fenner, of course, at the fullback spot, but he's not playing right now either. Wes Bender is. Here's the offensive line. That's the story of the preseason. The things that you expect to see, you don't always see. So it's Kaufman and Bender right now, the running backs. And this is Kaufman left side trying to slip out of a grasp of Terry Wooden and couldn't do it. Picked up about 3, stopped at the 18-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and about 5.
And Kennedy is playing left tackle. Played on the right side last week, but he's playing left tackle today. It'll be interesting to see how he handles that position. It shouldn't be a problem for him because he played on the left side some for the Atlanta Falcons.
So the lineup for the Seahawks, and again, it will change a lot. It's changed right now as they're in a nickel defense. They've added an extra defensive back on a 3rd down along 4 is what they call it. Tim Brown comes in motion from the far side. Hostetler in trouble, steps up, unloads it, and almost unloaded it right into the hands of Sam Adams, I believe. Kennedy coming on the pressure.
And Kennedy, the left tackle for the Raiders, did a good job that time of pass protection.
So the Raiders will have to give it up as their first drive does not do much. And Hostetler's first pass attempt was done so under siege.
Watch how quickly he gets rid of the football as a 2-step kicker. Very hard to block these kicks.
Now watch how quickly Joey Galloway gets it back. If in fact he gets a chance, and he might. Twisting kick sends Galloway to the near sideline, handles at the 34, slips the first man, slips the second, but is down by the 3rd man at the 35. 47-yard punt by Gossett, an effective 47-yard punt, and good coverage by Raiders special teams. James Folston on the tackle. We'll take a timeout. 9:42 remaining first quarter. No score. Seattle and the Oakland Raiders. We'll be back. A 47-yard punt by Gossett, and here's Galloway on the return. This was a tough chance all the way, Coach.
Well, this is a great kick by Gossett, but look at it, see what happens. He's close to the sideline. He's got no place to go. They come in, they gang tackle on him, make the play, and a very little yardage on that return because of the good kick by the sideline.
This time Lamar Smith is the tailback in the offset eye, and Meyer gives to Smith. Smith tries the left side, nothing doing. Slowed by Nolan Harrison, and a tackle made by Jerry Ball.
Yeah, Nolan Harrison really got across the line of scrimmage. You got a piece of him. That's what you have to do to stop a play. To eliminate, you have to get penetration to stop that kind of a play.
So Rick Meyer now looking at a 2nd down 11. The ball just short of the 35-yard line. Again, a single setback, 3 wide outs, slot right, with Prell slotted inside of Galloway. Smith the lone setback. Meyer short drop, steps up, in trouble, down he goes. Pat Swilling with the first sack of the ball game for the Raiders. A loss of about a yard. It'll be 3rd down. We'll call it 12.
56, Pat Swilling. We watch him again. And you see he gets him from the backside. Good rush by Pat. He's one of the outstanding rushers in the National Football League. Had a great career at New Orleans, then to Detroit. Now he's doing a fine job, excellent job for the Raiders.
Once again, good penetration by Nolan Harrison, which helped.
That always helps when you get penetration from somebody else.
Nickel defense for the Raiders on 3rd down and 12. Straight back and a slant this time. Caught by Ricky Prell, but well short of the first down at the 41-yard line, and the Hawks will have to give it up. Good coverage on the play. He gets hit right about the time he makes the play by Lynch. So Hobbs will be the deep man to receive the punt for the Raiders. Miller, as we said, the only punter on the Seahawks roster tonight. Left-footed kicker, and Hobbs may have a chance here. Line drive kick. Hobbs the 25. Starts the outside. Got a little room at the 30. At the 40. Great block midfield. At the 40 to the 35 and knocked off his feet at the 30-yard line. Now they may say that he stepped out of bounds at the 42-yard line. So let's hang on for just a second. I think it's coming back. Albert Lewis with a huge block.
Watch Lewis now. Watch Lewis's block up here. That's a good block up in front. Here's another one right there. Beautiful block by Lewis. You know that Hobbs guy, every time he gets in a ball game, either as a receiver, punt return guy, he makes things happen.
Well, that was a line drive kick. Gave him a real chance to run that back. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds right around the 41-yard line. That's where the Raiders will have it when we come back right after this. games. They play a very good schedule, a couple of Monday night games. Sunday night game, all right here at the Oakland Coliseum. Offset eye now. Bender's still the fullback and Kaufman still the running back. Straight back Hostetler throws for Bender out of the backfield. Not much as he gets to about the 46-yard line. Terry Wooden runs him out of bounds.
Overall, the pass protection on the last play was good. It should have been. He threw the ball very quickly, and as a result had plenty of time to get the ball out into the flat area.
This time they bring Tim Brown to the near side, Hobbs to the far side, and they split Kaufman outside of Hobbs. Bender the lone setback on 2nd down and 7. This is kind of a new look for the Raiders. They haven't shown much of this. And I think they got a freebie, except I think this may go against the Raiders. I think he was drawn across. It's not going to much matter, and Brown can't hang on to the ball thrown too wide by Hostetler. Now we'll see if Sam Adams jumped or if he was drawn off. I thought I saw Dan Turk kind of bob his head there. But apparently,
Penalty is indicated against Seattle.
Sam Adams was the guilty party.
Offsides by the defensive nose tackle. So 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So the Raiders now with a 2nd and 3.
Second down, 3 yards to go.
Again, Brown comes to the near side and Hobbs to the far side. Kaufman and Bender the running backs behind Hostetler. Pitch to Kaufman. Kaufman trying to go outside, now tries to cut it back, and he's not going anywhere. He's going to lose about 4. Robert Blackman with the penetration turned that play in.
He did a good job of forcing the play. He certainly did. Got a good jump on the ball and was right there to make the tackle on the outside. And of course the tendency is in that situation to run toward the tight end. The tight end was on the left side, and I think they played it extremely well.
Harvey Williams comes into the ball game for the first time, so Kaufman comes out. 3 wideouts for the Raiders with Truitt in the slot to the right. Third down and 7. Again, the Hawks jump. They get a sack, and I don't see a flag. And there is no flag. Boy, it looked for all the world as though he was a full foot over the line. Michael Sinclair. Now, you watch it and see what you think. Well, you're not going to see it here.
Hey, if he isn't offside, we really got a scoop. Yeah, he got a big jump on that play, didn't he?
I've heard a time in the snap, but so that'll be 4th down, and Gossett will kick it away to Galloway again. And Galloway, of course, to say that he's a dangerous punt returner is to make a great understatement. Another good twisting kick by Gossett, kicks it away from Galloway and out of bounds. It'll be somewhere in the area of the 20-yard line.
I think he was trying to pin him in just like he did the last time where he caught it in bounds, but it went a little bit too far to the left. But it's still a good kick because it doesn't provide Galloway with an opportunity to bring kickback.
Going to mark it at the 22, a 35-yard punt. And that's where the Seahawks will start things. No score, 6:09 remaining, first period.
Well, it's been a taffy pull so far as the offenses are concerned.
Send Ricky Prohl to the far side and Galloway to the near side. And this time they'll go out of the I formation.
And Prohl is a very good route runner.
Smith is the tailback, lined up behind Max Strong, I beg your pardon. And to give us to Smith. And Smith slips by the first wave of tacklers and turns nothing into something. He got about 6. Rob Fredrickson on the stop for the Raiders. Those are the numbers on Lamar Smith from the first game.
Here we see the same shot again. It follows the pile, and there should have been a tackle on the play, but a missed tackle right close to the line of scrimmage, and I couldn't tell who that was. I think it was Lynch, number 43.
2nd down and a long 3. Meyer steps up, throws, caught nicely by Ricky Prohl.
Prohl, again, he played for Arizona, but he's a very, very good route runner. Doesn't have extremely good speed, but typical of people who do not have good speed, they are very, very good, very precise route runners.
So Meyer now 5 of 6 for 58 yards, and Prohl with a couple of those.
And Meyer jumped up into the pocket, stepped up there nicely on the play, and made the delivery.
Well, he seems to be a quarterback that has all the skills. Good feet. They always talk about the feet of a quarterback. Good strong arm. Straight back to pass he goes again. Throws out pattern for Galloway, and he throws it too tall.
Albert Lewis covering on the play, man for man, but it looked like he was in good shape had the ball been caught, or he might have even had a chance to tick it.
Incidentally, Terry McDaniel injured on that hit a few moments ago. Bruised ribs, may or may not return. Albert Lewis, 15 years in the league.
Yeah, and he's a good one. Of course, now you got Brown on the right side, who played, for the Dallas Cowboys.
I formation once again, 2nd down and 10. Galloway near side, pitch this time to Smith, and Smith's not going anywhere. He's going to be stopped for a loss of about 3. Pat Swilling once more with a big-time play.
Brought down by Pat Swilling, Mike Jones, and Jerry Ball.
Pat Swilling was on the bottom of that play that time. Watch Swilling, number 56. Terry Ball is also in on the play. Jerry Ball, I should say.
3rd down and 12 now. They go with 3 wideouts. Single setback, who is Steve Broussard. Raiders in a nickel defense. Slot left with Prohl in the slot. Pritchard to the near side, and now Prohl in motion.
No blitz, 4-man line, 7 guys back, screen.
For Broussard with a world of room again. 40, 45, outside midfield, 45 to the 40, 35, 30, and out of bounds. Well, they've run 2 screens, and one's been more successful than the other. 34 yards on that one.
Yeah, the other thing about that screen, it was good acting on the part of Broussard, plus the fact that Broussard is really a very dangerous back. He was with Atlanta, and they didn't like him because he was hurt so much, but he has a lot of talent. Look at the gaping hole right up the middle. Reads it right. Got the ball in the wrong arm. Running down the sideline with the ball in the left arm. Cannot straight arm with the ball in the left arm is a problem.
Bruce Pickens with one of those here he went tackles. 1st down at the 32-yard line now for the Seahawks. Smith back in at tailback. He gets the call. Gets about 6, maybe 7 yards. Anthony Smith makes the stop. Talking to Steve Rabel, of course, who played for the Seahawks several years ago and now is a color commentator on their radio broadcast, and he was telling me that Smith gets to the hole faster than any back that he has seen in Seattle since Kurt Warner.
Well, the other thing, he's patient. Watch what happens here. Look, he's back there. Look, he steps to the right side, goes back into the inside. That means he's running with his head up and the eyes open, and is able to make those cuts because he's looking all the time.
So again, it's quarterback's choice here. 2nd down, short 4. Galloway far side, and Meyer might be checking off here. Prohl to the near side. Crumpler up on the wing and now in motion. First time we've seen that set. And the give is to Smith again. Smith with a nice move to get outside, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, and another Seahawk 1st down. Pat Swilling makes the stop, but downfield.
I tell you, they're doing a good job of moving the football against the Raiders defense.
There's the numbers on Lamar Smith. 7 carries, 25 yards. Here's another look. Nice stutter step to get the outside.
Now look at the tight end. Goes in motion to the right, to the left side, number 87, and does a good job of blocking the linebacker on that side.
This time a slot right. Prohl in the slot inside of Galloway. Meyer rolls right, throws underneath for Prohl. Prohl makes the catch the 15-yard line, a gain of about 5. Larry Brown runs him out. But again, good 1st down yardage, Coach.
Yeah, they're nitpicking there, doing a good job of just moving the football. See, rolls out, semi-roll, gets the ball out there quickly, and of course Brown coming from the inside out knocks him out of bounds, but that's very tough coverage.
Give him 4 on the play. Caught it 2nd and 6. Once more Prohl near side and Galloway far side. Quick count this time, and to give to Smith once more. And Smith again with a little bit of room gets close to the 10-yard line. Picks up about 4. Fredrickson makes the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And the right guard was pulling to his left that time, got through the hole nicely, and picked up another nice gain on the play. They're being very, very patient, this Seattle team, and very efficient.
I really like the way Smith slides to the hole.
Well, he's, you know what, he's under control.
10th play of the drive now. And again, it's Smith. And again, he comes back left, and he's going to get the 1st down, I believe, at about the 8-yard line.
See, and that's the nice thing about the I formation. The deep back's back there 7.5 yards deep. He starts to the right like it's going to be off tackle, but because he's back to the so deep and has good vision and good balance, he cuts up into the middle area. Off tackle, winds up the middle, picks up the necessary yardage for the 1st down, it looks like.
Very effective drive so far for the Seahawks, and it's been mainly Lamar Smith. Smith has really made a career out of the preseason. He had 76 yards. You saw those numbers in the first game of the preseason last week against Atlanta. In the first game of the preseason in 1995, he had 95 yards, and he's picking up right where he left off here, but making a pretty good statement.
Let's see if he made that 1st down.
Made it by the length of the football.
Yeah, one of those you bet plays. He made it.
You bet.
You bet. I used to ask Mike Livingston that kind of thing during the course of a game. I said, Mike, did they make it? He said, you did. He's from Dallas.
1st down and goal. The nose of the football just short of the 8-yard line. They come with us.
Left flat. Left flat, if they throw the ball, is going to be open.
And they might have taken too much time.
Ooh, that's where they're going to throw it, too. They were going to try to matriculate it over on that left side, I think, Barry. That was they had one-on-one and the linebacker inside, which means the back should have been open on the flat.
Offense by the right guard.
That was a false start, not too much time. Right guard is Derek Graham, 7th-year player out of Appalachia State. Seahawks really believe that they will be a better team if they can stay healthy on the offensive line. That is a spot on the team where they are very thin. Slot right this time. Kroll in a slot inside of Galloway.
Oh boy, look at that left side. If they run left outside, it's going to be good. Well, the left side someplace. There it is.
Throw to Max Strong, and Strong is in. Touchdown, Seahawks. 14 yards for the score. And a very impressive drive for the Seahawks. Really quiets this crowd at the Coliseum.
And they did a good job. The last time they had a split in and a back in the backfield. That time it was on the line of scrimmage. I think it was the tight end. He pops out to the flat. That was a vulnerable area. They got it out there, and he went right down the field for the touchdown. Good call.
So the try for point now by Todd Peterson.
It looks like the Raiders are catching more than they had in the first 2 games that we saw them play, instead of getting penetration like they did.
Peterson gets the extra point up and good, and with 18 seconds remaining to be played here in the first quarter, we'll look at the scoreboard. Shows the Seattle Seahawks 7 and the Oakland Raiders nothing. An 11-play drive by the Seahawks, covering 77 yards for the first score of the game. We'll be back. 7 yards in 11 plays, culminated by a 14-yard pass from Rick Meyer to Max Strong, with a fullback lining up on the wing that time. Meyer on that drive 4 of 5 for 60 yards. That's pretty much the way you draw it up, isn't it?
Well, it's perfect. It's perfect. And they had the distinct advantage. I thought at first it was a tight end, but it was the fullback, and he was wide open in the flat.
Urbans and Kaufman will be the deep man for the Raiders. Kaufman gets a good bounce. That could have been a problem. Gets it back to 20, slips a man, gets a 30. Look out, flag down at the 40, midfield, 45-40, and down at the 36-yard line. But I think it's going to come back. 57 yards, and Napoleon Kaufman says, what I do. Selwyn Jones made what probably was a saving tackle.
First down.
But it's all coming back. And again, the Raiders' penchant to self-destruct rears its ugly head. Marcus Hinton, I believe, was the guilty party, guilty of the hold.
Boy, that's murder. especially when you're struggling, you're looking for something to happen, you know, some kind of a big play. That was the big play that gave them good field position. Now they have to do the backstroke. They do the backstroke, and they're back deep in their own territory.
James McKnight is the injured player and will leave now. So Rob Thomas and James McKnight, a couple of the backup receivers for Seattle, each hurt early in this ball game. Raiders have 17 players who will not play tonight.
We don't want to read them off. The game be over by the time we got all those 17 names mentioned.
Got a good look right there at Lincoln Kennedy, who played extremely well last week, despite for all intent playing with one arm. He's got a nerve injury.
To renovate the Oakland Coliseum and create this new exciting fan-friendly home.
Ricky Irvins and Wes Bender will be the running backs now behind Hostetler as the Raiders start at the 20-yard line. Hostetler slips, still has time, steps up, throws, and a ball that should have been caught by Tim Brown, and you won't see that very often. So with that, we come to the end of the first quarter. When a look at the scoreboard shows the Seattle Seahawks 7 and the Raiders nothing. Back after these messages. For the 1996 season, a little bit of a flat performance so far, and once again, a self-destructive one for the Oakland Raiders as they trail the Seattle Seahawks 7-0.
It's surprising they don't look like they're playing with nearly as much animation and intensity as they did the last 2 weeks. They're probably a little tired. 3 weeks is the third game.
That happens often, doesn't it, Hank?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Incidentally, we've been raving about Lincoln Kennedy and how he was playing with one arm. Well, right now he walked off the field on one leg. He has an injury of some sort. He's not in the ball game. He had been playing left tackle. Pat Harlow, the other offseason acquisition, had been playing right tackle. Now Rich Stevens comes in at the left tackle spot to replace him. Second down and 10. Play fake. Hostetler will go up. Looking deep. Out in front is Tim Brown. He's got it at the 30, down to the 25-yard line. 54 yards. And that gets them on their feet here at the Coliseum.
That's the kind of a play they need, and that's the great thing about this team. Barry, they have that quick striking ability, that great speed on the outside. They can make it happen on one play. Here it is, a play action fake. The fake wasn't that good, but it was still effective enough. Plenty of time to throw the ball downfield. Runs right by the safety, up on top.
And actually, the truth of the matter is, wasn't a great pass thrown by Hostetler. If he got a little bit more out in front, that was a touchdown.
Yeah, he'd have changed the scoreboard. Blackman was covering on the play, but he doesn't have enough speed to cover.
Little delay this time for Kaufman. Kaufman trying to get outside and got about 3 to the 21-yard line. Corey Harris runs him out for the Hawks. Take a look at the numbers at the end of the first 15 minutes, and the Raiders empty in the first down department. In fact, basically empty all over the place. I don't think they had 7 turnovers. That's not correct, but 1 yard of offense.
That's incredible, especially the way they ran in the first 2 games. They've averaged 164 yards in the first 2 games rushing.
Hostetler straight back to pass, throws in traffic. Brown with a tough catch, hangs on at the 12-yard line. And a little woofing going on. Dean Wells and Tim Brown.
He got rid of the ball quickly. He got caught in the vice there, but he maintained possession of the ball. A great catch in traffic.
Great hit by Darrell Williams that time. First down, Raiders at the 12-yard line. I'm sure Tim Brown is saying, wait a minute, this is preseason. Don't throw passes like that over the middle in traffic. Hostetler checking off.
He got bump and run on the left side. See if he tries to go up on top.
Short drop. He will put it up. Now has to roll away from pressure. Throws the end zone, just threw it away.
Yeah. I think he looked, saw that one-for-one coverage and was going to try to get the ball to the outside on a fade pattern, but
they send Hobbs to the left side and Brown to the right. They go out of the I formation. Kaufman the tailback, and now Brown comes in motion. Handoff to Kaufman, and Kaufman inside the 10 gets to about the 8-yard line. Going to be a gain of about 4. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders now.
guy, especially catching the ball in all that traffic.
Single setback, 3 wideouts now. Threw it up on the wing to the right. Looking end zone, throws it up, nobody there. I think they were throwing for the tight end, but Ricky Dudley was nowhere near the ball. Out of the hole to Gossett. And he misses to the right, and that is really a rarity. Jaeger misses a chip shot field goal. The Raiders come up empty, and what looked to be a promising drive comes up with absolutely nothing. 12 and curiouser. John Freeze will be the quarterback now for the Seattle Seahawks, and the gap between Meyer and Freeze is lessening, according to Seahawk folks, and that's one of the reasons why. Just wings the ball in there for Ronnie Harris, and that'll be a first down on the first snap.
I tell you, I saw him play for the San Diego Chargers, and then he got hurt, but he did a terrific job for the Chargers. Went to Washington. A lot of people thought he was the best of the 3 quarterbacks they had there. They played the traveling music. He winds up here with Seattle, but he's a very, very good quarterback.
I think he got people's attention last year in that game against Denver when they were down 20-0 coming into the 4th quarter, and wound up winning it behind Freeze,
right,
31-27.
Yeah, no, he's a good quarterback.
And the give this time is to Steve Broussard. But it was Smith, I beg your pardon, not Broussard. He didn't get much that time, got about a yard. Morton and Fredrickson run him down.
Yeah, Morton's doing a good job of playing that middle linebacker position in this preseason. Been very impressive so far.
1 yard gain. 2nd and 9.
You pump it up here. See if they go after Brown. See if they do something on Brown.
Freeze a little out this time. And it's caught nicely by Ronnie Harris. Ronnie, second-year player out of Oregon. And another one of those kind of receivers. You were talking about Ricky Prohl. He's a lot like that.
Yeah, he is. He's sneaky. You know, he makes good moves and gets his head around quickly to see the ball. Here you see him coming out to the left side. Got the ball around nicely and runs out of bounds. Picks up a nice gain in the play.
Those are the numbers on Freeze in the first game against Atlanta. Single setback this time, slot left. This is the set that Seahawks have gone with quite a lot. They bring Harris in motion.
See if they play action. No,
short drop, out there. And it's batted away by Anthony Smith. Smith with those kicked a line drive to Hobbs last time, and Hobbs returned it for 34 yards, only to have it called back for an illegal block.
That last kick was like it was on a trolley line.
Raiders coming after this one, and boy, does Miller send this one deep and over the head and into the end zone of Darrell Hobbs. 61 yards, and I think he probably would have rather had about 58.
The 20-yard line.
And down on the field is the punter, Miller. 4 of them coming on the bomb to Tim Brown. Slot left on first down. And the give this time is to Napoleon Kaufman. He gets no help. Kind of ran away from his blocking that time and got a yard. Incidentally, another one of the real battles, position battles for the Raiders in this preseason, is that at center between Dan Turk and Barrett Robbins. Robbins is in the ball game now. Coaching staff speaks in glowing terms about him.
Well, justifiably so. You know, he's got great balance. He was a catcher on the baseball team, which tells you he's got good balance and good leverage. He's a big guy, 300-pounder, and does a terrific job at that middle. He's going to be a great prospect, or is a great prospect.
Truitt goes to the far side, Hobbs to the near side, split backs this time behind Hostetler. Flag is down, and the Raiders, I believe, were a little hasty.
I'd like to see the Raiders change their rhythm a little bit, sometimes go in a quick count. You know, if you're going to use formation, you have to use quick counts.
More vanilla with each other.
Oh, I think sometimes that's the case, the mentality going into this kind of a game.
3 wideouts this time. Hostetler dumps over the middle for Williams. Williams with a little bit of room at the 20, at the 25, at the 30, and a first down. Good effort that time for Williams to get the first down, a gain of 15.
See, that's the nice thing about, as I mentioned earlier, about this team. They have so many ways to come after you with that speed. And here's a great illustration of it here. They dump the ball off to Williams in the flat on the left side. He's got terrific speed, goes to the outside. Again, he's carrying the ball in the wrong arm, ought to have it on the outside arm. so can use that right arm as a straight armor, but still does a great job of picking up the first down.
So first down, the ball just over the 30-yard line. Here's a draw play this time for Williams, and Williams with no place to go is surrounded by Sam Adams. And Sam Adams, believe me, can surround you.
He was in there like a big octopus in that play, wasn't he? Great player.
Second down and 12 now.
Well, you got a bump and run on the left side. It's a good time to get up on top, see if they can make a big play.
Hostetler has to roll away and throws it away. Michael Sinclair with a big push.
There was no intentional grounding because the quarterback was out of the pocket.
And the ruling on that kind of a play is that once the quarterback gets outside of the
side, single setback on 3rd and 12.
Bump and run on the right side again.
Straight back goes Hostetler, this time with time. Now he's running out of time, has to roll away, buys himself a little bit of time. Comebacker this time for Truitt, and he can't hang on. That's a pass, I'm sure, that Orlando and always on the fringes. That's Harris. Ronnie Harris will be the deep man to receive this punt. Gossett turns this one over. Harris at the 22. Gets the 30. Look out. At the 40. Still at his feet. Midfield. Gossett's not going to get him. He's at the 40. One man to beat. At the 30. He's gone. Harris is going to take it in for a Seattle touchdown. 78 yards and no flag.
78 yards.
Hostetler has played his last as Hobart has the helmet on and is loosening up. And Peterson's try for point is up and good, and with 7:15 remaining in the half, the Seahawks have now stretched it out to a 14-0 lead on a 7 of occasions. Two big plays for the Raiders called back on special teams.
See how Jeff kicks this one.
Kind of a sidewinder here, headed for Truitt. Truitt at the 10, at the 20, at the 30. One man to beat as he couldn't slip by the grasp that time of Oscar Gray. Had he have gotten by Gray, might have been able to cut it to the outside and turn it into a really big run, as it was 32 yards.
I'd like to see him throw a long one here, get the ball pumped up and try to get something deep downfield. Up, they're going outside.
To Kaufman trying to get outside the tackle, can't do it.
Head off Napoleon.
Stopped after a gain of about a yard. Truitt slotted inside of Philip Bobo. Hobbs to the far side. Straight back, Hobart throws a little hitch pass this time for Williams. Got a little room at the 30, at the 35. He'll be close to the first down. Might be about a yard short. Gain of 14 on the pass from Hobart to Williams.
That look.
Truitt in the slot. Williams, the lone setback.
So they got a bump. They got the corner over on the left side.
Hobart throwing underneath this time to the tight end Ricky Dudley, who makes the catch, but only for about 3 yards. Now this has been a real adventure for the Raiders so far. Good kick this time by Gossett. Twisting kick. Harris to the near sideline. Makes the catch at the 20-yard line, I beg your pardon, and is stopped immediately. 40-yard punt. Carl Kidd right in his face.
Well, it's a wonder.
John Freeze throws a pass incomplete, and a good defensive effort that time by Carl Kidd. John Freeze with a single setback, 3 wideouts, and the give this time is to Smith, and Smith stutter steps across the 20, gets close to the 25-yard line, gain of 6. Nolan Harrison makes the tackle.
You have to be impressed with.
Harrison the slot to the right side inside of McKnight. And now Harris in motion. Smith the lone setback. Long count for Meyer. Flag down. And we're going to get a stoppage here. Slot right. Harrison the slot. Single coverage on the outside man. And that is McKnight. They bring Crumpler in motion. Freeze straight back. Airs it out here for Pritchard. And Pritchard can't hang on. Well defended that time by the Raiders. Kidd with a terrific job on Pritchard. After being shaken up on his last punt.
Watch Miller, he's a 2-step kicker too. 1-2, bang.
Left foots it away, drives Truitt back to the 25-yard line. Truitt's got some room, but he can't hang on to the ball. Now he gets it at the 30, steps outside, and gets the 35-yard line. Truitt might have had a chance had he been able to field the ball cleanly. 45-yard punt, 11-yard return, and Max Strong made the running backs behind Billy Joe Hobart.
Bump and run, throw it upstairs.
Hobart with time, throws for the tight end, and did he hang on? No, he did not. Dudley struggling early in this preseason.
The pass came out and hit the
side. Bender and Irvins, the running backs, behind Hostetler. Second down and 10.
There he's got, now they got a double zone.
Pitch to Irvins, and Irvins gets about 2. Winston Moss makes the stop.
If they're going to camp as quick as he did the other day, does he?
3 wideouts now, slot right with Truitt in the slot. Hobart straight back, comes the rush. Hobart steps up, throws, and a one-hopper for Hobbs at midfield. And again, the Raiders a bit earlier waits to receive the punt of Jeff Gossett. Gossett, high, twisting, short kick, fair catch. Harris at the 27. 37-yard punt. And a little exchange of words here.
You know, Gossett, the great thing about as the backup quarterback.
Yeah, and they say Dennis Erickson will be quicker to go to freeze this year if need be. Crumpler starts in motion, now comes back. And the give this time is to Smith, trying to get outside, stutter stepping. Now he steps inside and doesn't have any place to go as Mike Morton knocks him down, a loss of a yard.
Well, they're all up there on the line of scrimmage. See if they try to go up on top.
Harris starts one way, goes back the other. Freeze back to pass, throws over the middle, caught by Harris. Yep. Flag down, and Harris will be about a yard short of the first down. And now we'll see about the flag.
Illegal hands to the face
by
the offense, number 78. 10
Ronnie Harris. Pritchard to the far side.
Well, the right side, they got one-on-one. Let's see how they handle that.
Freeze throws for Broussard, and Broussard hung on to desperately by Mike Morton, who runs him out of bounds over a security guard who was asking for his credential, no doubt. To Fairfield High School, then played in Canada for about 4 years. So a local product here in the Bay Area. Freeze will put it up again, throws, comebacker, caught by Pritchard near midfield. Might be a little short of the first down. Well, no, it looks like they're going to give him the first down right at midfield.
And also was a very good receiver for the Detroit Lions.
Straight back Freeze on first down at midfield. Screen this time. And Broussard shakes a tackle, gets down to the 40-yard line. That's another first down for the Seahawks. That's pretty classic.
Up and run on the outside again. Let's see if they're going to try to go up on top. They should.
3 wide out, single setback. Freeze straight back, looking deep, throws for Harris. Harris makes the catch, the 10, into the end zone. Touchdown Seahawks. James Trapp unable to hang on to him, and Mike White, as I said, is saying, what is going on here?
Well, there
to Ronnie Harris, who's having a big day.
And Trapp looked like he was expecting them to go outside a little bit because he kind of turned and in the process fell. And of course he was wide open. But there again, you take advantage. They have 1-for-1 coverage, as I mentioned before the play, that you got to take advantage and throw the ball up on top.
He'll kick it off to Truitt and Irvins, and they squib this one. It's picked up by Hinton at the 30-yard line. Hinton can scoot, gets to the 40 to the 41-yard line, and with 1 minute and 6 seconds left, the Raiders could be in a position to do a little business here.
Up on top, very much at all.
Kenny Shedd comes to the near side. Truitt in the slot. Hobart throws, batted away at the line of scrimmage. I think it might have been Henry McMillan, second year. Lone setback now. Truitt again in the slot. Shedd to the near side. Hobart throws, clear out for Aska, 45 midfield, 45 to the 40-yard line, shedding tacklers, 35 to the 33. And that's been the only play that's been successful for the Raiders so far. They ran it twice with Williams.
Yep.
And this time for 27 yards to Aska.
And the great thing about Aska, he maintained possession of the ball going through the traffic. He really kept it in tight, close to his body. Watch this again. Now watch how they're grabbing at him. Look at, now watch. He's got the, see, they're grabbing at him. He changed the ball to the left side. He's got good control of it, put both hands on the ball as he falls down. As a result, he's able to maintain possession and not get it scraped loose. Great play by
Shed to the near side. Truitt in the slot to the left inside of Bobo. Straight back to pass Hobart. Again, out of the backfield for Aska at the 35, and Aska stops as he gets to the 27-yard line. Jason Kyle makes the stop. Now the Raiders will have to hurry, and they'll take a timeout, letting the coaches coach. Hobart straight back again from the 27, looking deep, throws, knocked away. Well defended by Jay Bellamy that time. Pass was intended for Ricky Dudley.
There again, he throws the ball inside, and look at Bellamy come in there with his left hand. It looked like his right arm was on the back, giving a little massage.
Hobart this time threw for Dudley again, and I think again Dudley ran the wrong route. I'm just guessing, but I believe that that's the case.
It's time for a youngster to absorb all this material.
Those are pretty impressive numbers so far for Cole Ford in this preseason. He gives you no reason to cut him. Now let's see who this is against. This could give the Raiders a first down. And it might be Glenn Montgomery of the Seahawks. And if it is, it'll be a Raider first down. And if not, it'll be a 49.
A member of the defensive team came into the neutral zone first, causing the offense to move. It's a neutral zone infraction by the defense, number 97. A 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
And it was Glenn Montgomery. Side, Truitt in the slot inside of Bobo. Aska the lone setback.
One-on-one on the left side. Now they're backing off.
Flag down, end zone, and Dudley can't hang on at the goal line. And boy, is he having a tough afternoon. But the flag is down at the 23-yard line.
He needs to make a catch of some kind of a big play to get some confidence.
He's got to be talking to himself right now. Hostetler, or rather Hobart straight back over the middle for Shed. Shed at the 5, gets down to about the 2-yard line with 25 seconds left.
A lot of time, 25 seconds, a lot of time.
They have one timeout left. They will not use it here. 14, 13, 12. And they spike it with 9 seconds left. It'll probably give them a...
Two guys on the left side, they ought to run and throw the ball to the slot guy into the flat. Let's see if they do that.
Straight back, Hobart looking right, rolls right, in trouble, throws, and one hops it in the end zone just to get away from the rush with 5 seconds left. Quick play here. Well, the Raiders are just going to take one chance. They give the ball to Aska, and he stopped for a loss on the play, and they have a timeout left, which they take with 1 second left.
Timeout open. That's their third.
And 20-yard effort.
Let's see if they fake it and try to get the touchdown. Nope.
Cole Ford just nails this one, remaining perfect in this preseason. And the Raiders are on the board at the end of the first half, but trail by 18. Seattle Seahawks really owning the first 30 minutes of this football game as they come to the new Oakland Coliseum and have done a pretty good job of embarrassing the home team so far. And the home team, quite frankly, has done a pretty good job of embarrassing itself. Peterson will kick it off, does so headed for Truitt at the 3-yard line. Back to the 10, to the 15. Trying to get outside, gap at the 30 and down at the 32-yard line.
Took the kickoff from the 3-yard line.
And the best news about that, so far as the Raiders are concerned, there are no flags.
And they got pretty good field position.
Brought down by T.J. Pettigrew.
Hobart will continue at quarterback. Pretty liberal substituting here for the Raiders, although they still are going with their first offensive line, Joe Aska and Wes Bender.
I think they ought to try to get something established with that first group, and so they can look a lot better in the second half.
Not doing that, though, as Aska gets about a yard. Aska and Bender don't often play together. Aska playing the running back or the halfback spot, and Bender the fullback position now. No gain on the play, they call it. 2nd and 10. Bobo goes to the far side. To the near side comes Truitt. Aska and Bender split behind Hobart. Play fake, and Hobart will go up. Hit as he threw. Somebody got a piece of Hobart's arm that time, and I think it was Matt LaBounty, who has kicked around with a couple of clubs, has had some unfortunate injuries, but a guy who I always thought could play.
This is a play action fake here now. And here you see Labonte on the outside and hits his arm. And as a result, the ball goes no place but into the turf.
This time Truitt comes to the near side. Kenny Shedd in the slot to the far side inside of Bobo, and the single setback is Aska. Hobart straight back again, throws for Truitt, makes the catch for a first down at the 42-yard line.
See, there again, they had 2-on-2 that time. That was the place to go to hit the guy in the slot. He was open, and to pick up a nice gain on the play.
First and 10 for the Raiders at the 43.
Protection is good. And there you see Truitt making the catch for the first down.
Yes, first and 10 is correct. So a first down at the 42-yard line. Hobart pitch this time to Aska. Aska cuts it back, gets some room, gets to the 50, gets to about the 48-yard line, maybe the 47. Going to be a gain of 8 or 9 yards on the play, and Aska getting there in a hurry.
And a good seam on that left side. Stevens, a left tackle, did a good job of blocking at the point of attack. You watch this to the left side. What's 77 gets a good block. There's enough room and a nice cavity. Pops through there for a nice gain in the play.
And a flag on the play, and this one's going to go against the Seahawks, and it will give the Raiders a first down. I believe it's a post-possession foul. If it's not, then the Raiders have a decision to make. So they either are going to have a 9-yard gain, and it'll be second down and about 1.5 yards, or they're going to take the penalty.
Too many men in the field on the defense. The penalty is declined. The play results in a second down.
So it's second down, a long yard.
One of those Canadian defenses.
12 men, that's right. Can't do that, can you? And they still gain 9 yards. Truitt comes to the near side, and Bobo goes to the far side. Split backs behind Hobart. Play fake. Hobart will go up. Throws for Truitt again on a comebacker, and again, well defended as kind of a wounded duck pass, but Dexter Siegler was right on Truitt.
You really got to drive him back and make it look like it's going to be an up move and then come back for the ball to get him to turn to shoulders and turn to knees in the opposite direction.
Truitt in the slot this time inside of Bobo to the left side. Aska and Bender again, the setbacks behind Hobart. Now Truitt comes in motion. And to give us to Aska, and Aska's going to be stopped short of the first down, and the Raiders will be looking at a 4th down and about 2.5, and they're going to have to give it up. Glenn Montgomery with a good penetration and the tackle.
I tell you, that defense of the Seattle Seahawks has really done a very outstanding job here this evening.
Larry Thompson is going to be the deep man now for the Seahawks. Ronnie Harris having returned one for 78 yards. And Gossett with a pretty good average today, but remember, one came back all the way against him. As Thompson stands at the 11-yard line, and Gossett hits a twisting kick. Thompson runs up, makes the catch, and gets it back about 3 yards to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Seahawks will start things. 32-yard punt, 3-yard return. Seahawks start for the first time in the second half, their own 20. And a flag down near midfield. And the Raiders again with a procedure call, but I would have to think the Seahawks will decline this.
Well, I'm sure they will.
Six remaining in the third quarter. Look at the scoreboard, shows the Seattle Seahawks still leading the Oakland Raiders by 18. It's a 21-3 ball game. Figure out what can be done here, as his team has just been flat tonight. Dennis Erickson, on the other hand, is to be quite pleased with what he's seen. John Freeze will continue at quarterback for the Seahawks. He'll have a lot of rookie help around him, as the running backs will now be Reggie Brown, a rookie out of Fresno, and Jimmy Gary, a rookie out of West Virginia. And this is Jimmy Gary at the right side, and Gary gets about 2. Leroy Glover makes the stop.
It looked like the Raiders might have had pancakes for their pregame meal. They're really flat, haven't they?
Injured Raider is James Folston. Jimmy Gary, the man who just carried the ball, is the cousin of Cleveland Gary, who at one time had a very promising career.
He played a lot of good football for the Rams.
Folston very angry that he got hurt, but he is up on his feet. And he will be assisted from the field. Now he's not able to put weight on that left leg, and always hate to see that. We'll take a timeout. 12:29 left, third quarter, 21-3. Seahawks leading the Raiders. He is headed for the locker room. He did not appear to be injured too seriously, at least didn't appear to be any kind of a leg injury, but he is in the locker room being tended to. And Montez, Alfred Montez, is warming up. Seahawks with a 2nd down and 9, and Freeze will put it up, does so, caught this time by Reggie Brown out of the backfield, and he is just rocked by Dan Land.
They had a double blitz that time. Both linebackers were blitzing on the play and made him throw the ball a little quicker ready than he wanted to. Good pressure on the quarterback.
Manley Woods comes into the ball game now.
See the blitz on the outside, and a play action pass is tough because they disregard the fake completely. By the time you fake it, get ready to throw the ball, too much time.
Pass is caught this time on a little slant pattern, but it'll be short of the 1st down. Grayson Shillingford on the reception. Going to be about a yard short of the 1st down, and the Seahawks will give it up. Well, close to the 1st down, but not quite enough. Truitt will be the deep man now as Miller comes on to do the punting. Josh Miller, as we said, the only punter on the roster right now, as Mark Collins is not on the roster and Rick Tootin is not in uniform. Miller doing a pretty good job tonight, though. 43 yards. The only one that caused him any damage was called back for an illegal block.
He's a very impressive kicker, a left-footed kicker, which creates a little problem with the ball coming down for the receiver.
Truitt will handle this one somewhere around the 24-yard line. A wobbly kick, a little bit short. Truitt comes up, takes it at the 27-yard line, dodges a couple of people. Now he tries to get the outside. Can't slip by one man, and guess what, folks? A flag is down at the 28-yard line. 43-yard punt, 11-yard return, but my guess is it's coming back. Michael Barber made the tackle for the Seahawks, but the Raiders just cannot get it right. And there you are.
Looks like a little massage in the back, pushing.
Kevin Gogan, incidentally, coming off the field now with what appears to be some sort of an injury. But again, he's walking under his own power, and it doesn't appear to be a leg injury. David Klingler will be the quarterback for the Raider now. Klingler has done all right in his appearances this preseason. And Klingler's adventures won't begin until we get away for a minute. 11:03 remaining, third quarter, 21-3. Seahawks.
It's a schoolhouse problem, a schoolhouse, and you make a mistake like that, boy, it's costly.
So Jeff Jager will come on to try what amounts to a 35-yard field goal. He'll do so out of the hole to Gossett. Missed a chippy before. This one is on its way. It's in the air, and it is good. So the Raiders settle for 3 on a 35-yard field goal by Jeff Jager and creep within 15. 8:22 remaining third quarter. Seahawks continue to lead it 21-6. We'll be back to the Coliseum after this. Critical. That's right. They had the punt return, the kick return, both 2 kick returns.
This one.
Then they had a drop pass in the end zone that what's the name should have caught.
That's right. Dudley should have caught that one.
Caught that.
They play like this in the regular season.
Oh my, yeah. You know, most of them are like you say. They're these kind of mistakes. Oh, and then the roughing the passer penalty, which
is 5 stupid.
Yeah. (21-6) ball game, 8:22 remaining third quarter as the Raiders get a 35-yard field goal. But once again, penalties just ruining the Raiders. They've only had 6 penalties. That's not an inordinate number of penalties in the game, but 5 of them have been extremely costly in the ball game. Still get tickets, however. Come on out here and see the improved Raiders and the improved Coliseum, and they'll have to improve off of this game. 1-888-44-Raiders. Cole Ford will kick it away. Ford, good strong leg. Manley Woods will be the deep man. Handles the 7-yard line. Gets the 15. Trying to get outside. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Flags down. Kenny Shedd made the tackle. And this time it'll be the Seahawks who will be going backward. Well, maybe not. It's a face mask.
Gee. I think that's who it was. I think it was Shedd.
Stan Gelbaugh will be the quarterback now, veteran out of Maryland and the number 3 quarterback, and he almost throws a pick into the hands of, oddly enough, Pickens. But for Pickens, it was slim.
And those are the kind of, in this kind of a game, those are the kind of plays you got to make.
Threw it right into his hands.
It was perfect.
Gelbaugh's played 10 years in this league, and others. Give to Gary, and he doesn't get anything. Lost about 3 yards. Andre Bruce in the ball game after a week off due to injury. Gelbaugh's played in the National Football League, and the Canadian Football League, and the World Football League. Hard to believe Andre Bruce has played 10 years, isn't it?
Well, you know, and here again, Bruce, they were surprised that he came back to practice this week. They thought he'd missed more time, but he came out to practice and practices and playing well in this game.
That's what Gelbaugh did against Atlanta in the Seahawks' first preseason game. 3rd down, 13. Slant this time that Leonard Thompson, or Larry Thompson rather, cannot hold on to. And Larry that time getting back the 37-yard line. And Miller, it's a twisting kick, flag down. I'm not sure what that flag is. It's right about where Truitt was standing. 43 yards out of bounds. 43-yard punt, no return.
Well, they got a bump and run in this right corner. See if they go up on top.
Straight back and a pass for Shed, caught at the 49-yard line, close to a first down. I think it will be a first down. So Kenny Shed with a couple of big. Aska and Urbans are now the setbacks behind David Klingler. First down Raiders at the 49-yard line of the Seahawks. Klingler straight back again, deep drop, throws up the middle, wide open. Hinton makes the catch at the 28-yard line, and another big first down, 22 yards on the pass play from Klingler to Hinton.
Klingler read it good. It was a double zone that time with the delivery.
Well, much as Ricky Dudley is struggling, Hinton is doing an excellent job. And now Raiders starting to catch up in the first down department. They swing it out for Shed, and he cannot hang on. Out of bounds, they say. Formation this time for the Raiders. And a pitch to Ricky Urbans. Urbans behind a block by Aska, flag down.
Ricky Urbans.
They got dinged a couple of moments ago, comes out of the ball game. Second down and 20. Slot left, Truitt in the slot, Shed to the near side, Bobo the far side. Single setback is Aska. Everybody in the pattern. Klingler steps up, throws, comebacker. Nice catch by Truitt at the 22-yard line. And they're going to say out of bounds, no catch. Thought it was Shed.
Well, you got 2-on-2 on the left side. Safety trying to sneak over there a little bit.
Klingler steps up, has time, throws for Kenny Shed. Shed can't hang on. Fred Thomas did just enough, and a flag down near David Klingler, and a hold against the Raiders. Well, the Raiders finally getting an 11th body on there. I thought they were going with 10 that time. And Gossett hits it straight up, twisting kick. That'll be effective and get the job done. And a fair catch by Thompson at the 13-yard line, 24 yards, but one of those times that a 24-yard punt is a pretty good punt.
Anything done?
Grayson Shillingford comes to the near side, and Thompson to the far side. Gelbaugh the quarterback. And they give us to Gary at the right side, and Gary didn't get much. Still on his feet, however, bouncing outside, and still isn't going to get much. Might have gotten a yard for all his effort. Mike Evans makes the stop. Defensively for the Raiders as time goes on. Second down and 8. In motion this time comes Reggie Brown. Gelbaugh will throws over the middle, and the ball is caught this time by Carlos Etheridge, who was just signed earlier this week because of the injury to Christian Fourier. The Seahawks.
See if they hit the guy in the slot over here on the right side. They got 2-on-2. Let's see what they do.
Gelbaugh goes outside this time. Leonard Thompson with the catch and the first down at the 35, a gain of 14.
See, they got 2
flyer miles. Shillingford in motion, and to give to Gary. Gary gets a step, gets across the 40 to the 42, and a gain of about 8. Carl Kidd makes the stop, and a fingertip stop at that. Jimmy Gary just the I formation this time. They didn't give Gary as much as it appeared that he would get, and they give it this time to Reggie Brown, and Brown has the first down on some nifty running up to the 48-yard line. Joe King drags him down. Gelbaugh might be checking off here. Goes straight back to pass on first down. Throws, comebacker, and a great catch that time by Grayson Shillingford. 13-yard gain in traffic and a mass of hands, and Shillingford comes away with it.
Hey, that's like the backside and try to knock a ball down.
This time, Gelbaugh gives off to Gary, and Gary will get a yard, and a tough yard at that. Radisic on the tackle. Throws, clear out, and unable to hang on that time was Carlos Etheridge.
That was a little bit too high.
And Gelbaugh straight back with time, steps up, throwing for the corner. Shillingford can't quite catch up. It was Manley Woods, I beg your pardon, not Shillingford. Josh Miller will try to nestle this one safely inside the 15-yard line if he can. And Truitt makes a fair catch at the 13, 26-yard punt, but again an effective 26.
25 yards on the punt. 25 yards on the return.
Season so far.
Yes, he has.
Bobo to the far side and Shed to the near side. Split backs are Bender and Aska.
Well, he's got one-on-one on the outside. Let's see if he tries to go up on top.
Klingler comes back to a secondary receiver and throws for Philip Bobo, who's in all kinds of traffic. Selwyn Jones. Selwyn Jones had a nice. Second down and 10 now. Klingler straight back to pass again. Rush comes to Bender out of the backfield. Makes the catch to 20, 25 at the 30. Head down to the 33-yard line. And you got to like Wes Bender.
I was just going to say the same thing. You got to like the way he plays. He's got an attitude. He's an attitude guy. You know, he's a tough guy. He catches the ball, and once he makes the catch, he runs with a lot of authority. He just makes every effort to make every inch that he can possibly make after a play.
Just ask Jay Bellamy about it. Watch him go for a ride on Bender.
And that's a tough catch. It's above the shoulder pads, but look at him. He gave him a good shot, didn't he?
I want to tell you, Bellamy's saying, get that license plate. End of the third quarter. Look at the scoreboard. Shows the Seattle Seahawks 21, the Oakland Raiders 6. 15 minutes of football left, and we'll be back after these messages. Raiders start at the 34-yard line now. Klingler again, quarterback, gives to Joe Aska. And Aska might have gotten a yard. Glenn Montgomery, who's had a pretty good ball game, makes the stop.
Again, as we talked about it several times during the course, it doesn't seemingly make a lot of difference who's in the game. You know, Barry, the defense have done a good job for Seattle.
Hard to believe the Raiders actually have more yards. Well, they've had more big plays. Raiders have also had more snaps. But the Raiders not rushing the ball very well. And the bottom line of this ball game is they are just self-destructing. Klingler straight back to pass on 2nd and 10. Throws for Bender, makes the catch, the 40, and slips and falls. A gain of 5. But Bender's showing some very good hands, tough running, giving himself every chance to make this ball club.
And he's made some catches above the shoulder pads and head high that are usually very tough for a guy that's got short arms.
Kenny Shed this time comes to the near side, and Bobo to the far side with Truitt in the slot. Aska the lone setback. 3rd down and call it 4. Klingler straight back. Rush comes. Klingler throws. Caught by Shed. And a fumble. And who's got it? The Raiders say they do. The Seahawks say they do. And I think Jay Bellamy has it for the Seahawks. And if that's true, it would be yet another case of the Raiders just unable to help themselves. I don't think they could say the ground caused the fumble.
No, I wouldn't think so. We'll get another look at it. Let's see what really happened. He makes the catch. No way with the ground. That ball was just knocked out of his hand. That was a fumble. Hit for the backside.
Well, now they may say
The receiver didn't hold the ball long enough. It was incomplete.
Incomplete.
Brings up 4th down.
I don't know about that one either. I think the Raiders caught a break there.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet there, I think, too.
So the Raiders will punt it away. And Larry Thompson may have an opportunity. Fairfield High School product, just about 45 minutes east of here.
Larry Thompson, back to receive for the Seahawks.
Raiders got banged up pretty good tonight. Stevens, I believe, got a little nick.
Kennedy went out of the game early.
And Thompson fields this kick. A flag is down. And Thompson is down for a loss on the play. Gossett did a terrific job to bring that ball down and somehow get the kick off. Watch this play by Gossett. He's an athlete.
He's down a good bit. Oh, that's a high. It looked like he caught that. Needed the first base glove to catch that one, but he caught it. That's the advantage of being a baseball player, which he was.
Talk about the Raiders Bumps and bruises. Ricky Irvins is on the bench with an ice pack on his hip and his shirt off. As you said, Lincoln Kennedy nicked up. Billy Joe Hobart left the field and has not come back.
Ineligible.
Early in the
Member of
ball
the kicking
game,
team downfield before
Terry
the ball
McDaniel
was 5-yard penalty.
was lost with a
Would be
rib
fourth
injury.
down.
James Folston down inside the 15-yard line.
13.
At the 13. So Gossett gets a better snap this time and turns this punt over. Thompson handles at the 20. Starts back the right side. Might have some room. Look out. He's at the 30. He's at the 35, at the 40, 45, and to the 48-yard line. And Gossett was the guy who made the tackle. Pretty tough outing for Gossett. 45-yard punt, 29-yard return. And again, at the expense of beating up on the special teams, I'm going to beat up on the special teams. 29-yard return on that punt. Timeout on the field, and we'll be back here. Puts the ball away. Thompson, meanwhile, starts to get to the outside, and who has to make the play? Yeah, ouch.
He got in front of him, made the stop.
Speaking of ouch,
Ouch is right.
Kevin Gogan is limping back onto the playing field, not onto the field, but onto the Raiders sideline as Shillingford makes the catch. And he's got an ice pack on his ankle. And there he is. And you can see his ankle. He's got like one of those portable splints on it. There he is. It's not a very pretty picture tonight.
It's bad enough the 17 guys didn't play in a game. Now they got some more nicks.
Second down and about 5. Ball just across midfield, and the give this time is to Reggie Brown, and Brown will be close to the first down. It'll be about a half-yard short. Paul Butcher makes the stop. So it'll be third down and a yard now for the Seahawks. The ball just inside the 45 at the 44-yard line of the Raiders. They go out of the I formation. And they give it to the fullback, Oscar Gray, and Gray will be close, and I think he's got it.
I think he has. I don't think there's any question about it.
Oscar Gray, a member of the practice squad here in Seattle. Signed as a free agent out of Arkansas last year. First down and 10. Ball at the 43-yard line. Single setback this time. Play fake, and Gelbaugh rolling right will throw. Throws caught this time by Manley Woods, and Woods is inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. A gain of 20. Bruce Pickens picked on.
Gelbaugh now faking, not a very, very good fake, but he rolls out to the right side and throws the ball right where it had to be thrown, inside the sideline. Enough room for the receiver to make the catch.
So another first down. The ball at the 24-yard line. Straight back, Gelbaugh again. Throws it out this time. Caught by Manley Woods for a gain of about 4 down to the 19-yard line. Bruce Pickens defending once again.
Well, it looks like they're picking on Pickens.
Well said. So it'll be second down and 6. Ball at the 19-yard line. Woods again comes to the near side. Into the far side goes Grayson Shillingford. And the give this time is to Brown, and Brown busting tackles, gets down to about the 12-yard line. That's going to be another first down. Reggie Brown's a load, 6 feet 233.
And he runs with a good lean. And he's a good finishing runner. Watch him again. Here we see Brown going off tackle. See, use those shoulder pads and makes extra yardage on the play.
Might be an idea to cover the ball up a little bit more in those situations.
Yeah, luckily he didn't lose it.
First down once again, ball at the 12-yard line. And Galbaugh to throw again, throws back over the middle, and Woods, did he get it? No, he did not.
Pass is incomplete.
Tell you, Manly Woods and Grayson Shillingford. Sounds like a couple of English country gentlemen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kid on the coverage. Pass intended.
And Kidd is right there, coming up to make the play from the backside, slaps it down. He's lucky. He looked like he had his left hand in his back, too, giving him a little massage.
Second down and 10 now. Shillingford to the near side. Now they bring Etheridge in motion, and they give this to Brown once more. Flag is down. Brown is down as well in the arms of Paul Butcher.
Paul Butcher on the tackle. A penalty flag on the line of scrimmage.
Offside the call against the Seahawks.
Against the Seahawks.
Now let's see what the Raiders decide to do. They may refuse this, and they will.
Offside by the offense. Number 16 lined up in the neutral zone. The penalty is declined. Brings up third down.
Shillingford was the man who was offside. He comes to the near side this time. Woods to the far side. Thompson outside of Shillingford. Brown the lone setback. Third down and 10. Draw play for Brown. Brown at the 10. Brown slips and falls. He gets the 7-yard line. Might have gotten to the 6. Dan Land made sure he stayed down.
A gain of 8 yards.
So it's going to be 4th down and 2, and with that, Peterson will come on to try a field goal. 24-yard effort for Scott Peterson out of the hold of Miller. Raiders running people on and off the field, again unsure of themselves on special teams. And now a timeout. Oh, no, we don't. It's an official timeout. So Peterson will try it again out of the hold of Miller. And he knocks it through. So with 8 minutes remaining in the ball game, the Seattle Seahawks have stretched their lead to 18. It's the Seahawks 24 and the Oakland Raiders 6. Back. And Peterson will kick it off. He'll be kicking to Kenny Shedd and Orlando Truitt. And this is going to be Shedd at the 7-yard line. Shedd starts the near side, got a gap. He's at the 30. He's to 35, at the 40. Guess what?
No penalty.
Oh, yes, there is. At the 23-yard line.
A penalty again. Oh, man.
Well, even the staunchest of Raider fans have to kind of look at this and say, what is going
Holding
on
by the
special
receiving
teams?
team, number 85, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's tough. Boy, that's tough.
So Kenny Shedd with a good run back, called back, and if I've said that before, you're right, I have. It remains 24-6, Seahawks. We'll be back. Was that brutal? Brutal.
Shit.
From the 13.
No. Really? I know, it's unbelievable.
I thought you were setting me up to say
Oh, no,
no
no,
penalty.
no.
Look at the picture of that baby.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Look at those eyes. God, it's a pretty baby.
Game. The numbers pretty even. In fact, slightly in the Raiders' favor. And yet the scoreboard lopsidedly in the favor of the Seahawks. Kelly Branscombe in the ball game now. Kenyon Branscombe, I beg your pardon. The receiver spot. Klingler throws. This is caught by Davidson out of the backfield. And Davison will be close to a first down. Some good hard running by Jerome Davison.
Pushed out of bounds by Brett Thomas.
Good setup, throws it out in the flat. And he spins away from a would-be tackler. Davison does a good job.
A yard short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1. Kenny Shedd comes to the near side and Kenyon Branscombe to the far side. Split backs behind Klingler. Klingler straight back this time. And the throw is good to Kenny Shedd. And I think the Raiders got away with a hold. I don't know if we'll see that on the replay, but I sure thought I saw a hold in there. I think it was Rick Cunningham who was the holder. See if you can see it in here.
You know, if you look at these plays time and time again, you're going to find somebody holding on every play.
A gain of 15 yards on the play.
Nonetheless, a gain of 15.
Ball spotted on the 37.
And the ball at the 30, across the 36, call it the 37-yard line. Branscombe comes to the near side. Kenny Shedd to the far side. Shedd's caught 4 balls now for 110 yards and a good performance. Klingler straight back to pass, steps up, throwing deep, Shedd's in front. Shedd makes the catch at 30 and down at the 20-yard line. 43 yards on that one, and now 153 yards on 5 catches for Kenny Shedd.
You got to like the way he's played here tonight, and I tell you, we mentioned it before the game, we mentioned it again. I like Klingler. I think Klingler looks like a very fine quarterback. Got a lot of poise, and he's got a good touch of the ball. Got that one in perfectly, didn't he?
It's a terrific pass.
43 yards. 1st and 10 Raiders.
And I'll stand by Dennis Mnuchin's statistics too. First down at the 20-yard line. Short
Here they come,
Klingler
blitz.
floats it up this time. And it is incomplete, intended for Branscombe in the end zone.
Had a blitz coming on that time. He saw it. It was coming right in his face. He had to get rid of the ball. Got it up there just a little bit too high.
Brett Thomas defending. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Just a little bit short.
A little bit of bumping going on down there too.
Yeah, it looked like they were bumping and shoving, and is right.
Klingler having a nice game. 9 of 16, 185 yards. Clearly the most effective of the Raider quarterbacks tonight. And he's playing with, as Al Michaels would say, the Scribinis.
Blitz.
All out blitz over the middle. Caught! Touchdown! Andrew Glover.
Boy, they finally got one to the tight end at a critical time.
20 yards and a touchdown.
But to see the success of that play, Klingler read the blitz bang right now and got the ball off in good shape.
Raiders will go for 2 here. Try to make it a 10-point game. Boy, that's about as good as you could do it. So in the dusk, the Raiders get a bit of a wake-up call here, and it was David Klingler who engineered it. Seattle will call a timeout to get organized as the Raiders prepare to go for 2. Conversion attempt coming up for the Raiders following the 20-yard touchdown pass by David Klingler to his tight end Andrew Glover. They send Bobo to the near side. Truitt to the far side. He comes in motion. Bender and Davison, the running backs. The throw to Davison, intercepted. Now they can score coming the other way here, remember. And Jay Bellamy is run down, and that's right, they can't do that in the NFL, can they? So the play is dead.
Jeff Jager set to kick off.
And Jager drives the ball. Hit this one pretty good. Thompson at the 4, to the 10, to the 15, and a good tackle that time.
Raiders have to get some kind of a fumble, something to happen defensively that which hadn't happened here this evening, to get good field position and get a touchdown.
Lamar Lyons was the man who made the tackle. John Kitna will be the quarterback now for the Seahawks, and Kitna gives off this time to Jimmy Gary, and Gary fighting for yards. Got about 3.
Carry it, and that's what they do, and I think they try to emulate him.
It works for him.
Yep.
Kitna's pass is incomplete, intended that time for Grayson Shillingford.
But it's tough for the high school coaches telling their kids, when you run to the left, keep it in the left arm, run to the right, run it, and then all of a sudden they see Emmitt Smith, you know, they
raised in Tacoma. Kind of a hometown guy. Straight back to pass again, short drop. Now he rolls away from pressure, buys some time, throws for Thompson, caught and out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. That'll be more than enough for a first down. Gain of 13 on the play. In one college game, Kitna threw for 456 yards and 7 touchdowns. And that was when he was.
That last first down hurt the Raiders. Took a lot of time off the clock, and they still have a first down.
Ball, there's the ball. And who's got it? Ball still loose, and a scramble for it, and the Raiders have it.
Yeah, that's what they needed.
Bruce Pickens comes away with the ball for the Raiders, and they ain't dead yet.
No, sir, it's not dead yet. And this is exactly what they needed, a big play by the defense. See, he stops, goes to the inside, the ball, he gets hit from the side, ball pops loose, is still rolling around on the ground, but Pickens winds up at the bottom of the pile, makes that recovery.
Askin, Bender, the running backs.
Get it to the tight end.
Somebody jumped.
Left tackle looked like he moved on the play.
Klingler now throws, comebacker for Branscombe, incomplete. And the Raiders, I think, will move back 5.
Left tackle moving on the play.
Rich Stevens. Branscombe to the near side, Shed to the far side. Klingler straight back, steps up, has time, throws end zone, Shed, and a great interception that time by Fred Thomas in the end zone. A diving interception, and just a brilliant job by Thomas to kill the Raiders' drive.
The ball was intercepted.
Boy, you have to give him a lot of credit. That was a great.
Kitna remains the quarterback at the 20-yard line. And Kitna will go up, throws for Shillingford, and throws it in the ground. Woods goes to the far side, and Shillingford to the near side. And this time the give is to Gary, and Gary's got a little room if he can get outside, and he does. The 20, out of bounds at about the 22-yard line. And Shillingford to the far side. They go out of the I formation, and Kitna will put it up. Big pressure now. Kitna rolls away. And now Kitna can run. He's got some room. 25, stays in the middle of the field. 30, he's got the first down and down at the 36-yard line. Good effort by the rookie John Kitna. 13-yard gain. His team keeps the ball.
Unbelievable play, and Andre Bruce had a shot. Just get him.
This time Shillingford comes in motion on first down. Kitna gives to Gray. Gray slips the first tackle and gets up to about the 39. It's really hammered. Might have been a fumble. The Raiders say they have it, and they may.
I think they do.
Raiders ball. Well, the Seahawks keep giving them opportunities, and now let's see if the Raiders can cash in here. Tackling the ball, that's the way they coach it, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. They tackled the ball, popped right out of there, and the Raiders have it.
Second Seahawk turnover of the game, but they've both come late in the going here, both on fumbles by Gary. First down at the 39-yard line. Branscombe to the near side, Shed in motion. Straight back Klingler. Throws over the middle, too tall for Glover at the 16.
That's the guy to go to in his zone. Try to hit the tight end.
It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. Klingler now 10 of 19, 205 yards and a touchdown and 1 pick.
Klingler, you have a good feeling. You get the feeling that he knows what he's doing and what he's trying to get done.
6-year veteran. Throws this time wide open over the middle. Kenny Shedd. Shedd has the first down at the 25-yard line, and Kenny Shedd continues a brilliant night and making a real statement for himself to stay with his ball club.
Well, there was Truitt for a couple of weeks. Now we get Shedd. Kenny, the way Klingler stays in that pocket, stepped up into the pockets, got a lot of rotation on that ball.
Ball at the 25, first down Raiders. Klingler, short drop. Now he throws, and Shedd can't hang on at the 15-yard line. Photographer taking a shot from Shedd. Gets up smiling. Again, Branscombe to the near side and Shedd to the far side. Aska and Bender, the running backs. Primarily there for blocking purposes, I would think. Somebody jumped. I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know whether the defense, or I know the tight end left prematurely. Maybe he moved after the defensive guy moved. We'll see.
Could be either way. Might have been Matt LaBounty. A lot of finger pointing going on.
The defensive left end came into the neutral zone first, causing the offense to fall.
Left. Slot right this time. 3 wideouts in the ball game now. Straight back Klingler with time. Throws for Glover. And it's almost intercepted. That was a pass that Klingler would love to have back. Threw it a little tall for Glover, and Bellamy couldn't hold on.
Yeah, and as little as they throw to the tight end, you'd think he'd be the guy that would have get a good chance to be open on a play.
Aska slips and falls as he gets the ball, and now the Raiders are going to be looking at a 4th down and 10. And they'll have to go. I don't believe in that man's life. Klingler straight back to pass. Throws for Aska. Aska will have the first down and will get out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. Aska and Bender, the running back. Slot left this time with Philip Bobo in a slot inside of Shedd. Straight back Klingler throws and slipped as he threw, intended for Glover. Never really got his feet planted under him. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. Klingler straight back again. Rush comes, throws the end zone, and interference. All wrapped up that time.
Well, they got 3 tight ends in the game now. They ought to run to the right side.
Long count, and a give this time to Aska, who dives, and he's in. Touchdown Raiders.
Go Aska.
Well, down the stretch.
The touchdown.
And he dropped the football as soon as he did get across the plane, too, as you saw in that replay. Jager, the try for point. It is good. 1:42 left. 24-19 ball game. Stranger things have happened. They sure are showing onside kick, though. And they do just that. And a little blooper by Cole Ford. It's picked up, however, by Cunningham, T.J. Cunningham.
It looked like one of the Raiders was standing right there. Didn't see the ball.
Well, the ball didn't even go the required distance, so it's sort of a moot point.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure, though, just to be devil's advocate, that I understand that. Raiders had 1 minute and 39 seconds left, all 3 timeouts. Seahawks will put this up. The Raiders will have to use their timeouts on defense here. Kitna gives to Gary.
They got to tackle that ball. Everybody got to go after that ball and try to pry it loose.
And the Raiders will ostensibly in field goal range here too, and that would make it an 8-point margin, which would mean even if the Raiders scored, they'd have to make a 2-point conversion to win the ball game. This time they stopped Gary short of the line of scrimmage, and now they'll take another timeout. It's given a choice, you'd rather have a W. And Gelbaugh puts it up, and it's incomplete. Now that'll stop the clock, and the Raiders can save that last timeout. About 4.5 yards to go for a first down.
If they throw it, hit that guy in the flat on the wingback.
They're going to run the same play they did last time. Big pressure. Andre Bruce has Gelbaugh all the way back at the 42-yard line.
Great play by Bruce.
Well,
they're coming.
Side slot, threw it inside of him, and Kenny Shedd goes to the far side. Aska, the lone setback. Klingler, under pressure, throws a one-hopper for Shedd. Goes to the far side. Bobo to the near side. Truitt slots inside of him. Same set as last time. Aska, the lone setback. 4-man rush. Klingler straight back in trouble. Throws too tall. Had to rush the throw.
Boy, they're putting a lot of pressure on Klingler. He's got to get rid of the ball very quickly, and as a result, why
Shedd comes to the near side. They go with the slot right this time.
Tight end should be a guy that's open. It has to be a consideration in the middle.
Big rush again. Klingler throws incomplete, intended for Shedd, and in and out of the hands of Dexter Siegler as well. And flags everywhere. And it's going to go against the Raiders for holding. But it'll also be 4th down. So here's another decision for Dennis Erickson. And would you accept that?
I don't know. I think they got to try to get the ball down the field.
Slot left this time. Straight back Klingler. Has to step up. Throws. Intercepted.
Oh, man.
Picked by Jay Bellamy, his second interception. And that pretty much will be that. The ball at the 45-yard line is all of a sudden on that last series, the Seahawks got a pretty good push, knowing, of course, that Klingler was going to put it up, and all they had to do was just get at him.
Well, amazing push. When you really consider the fact they were rushing with 4 guys, basically.
Raiders still have 1 timeout left, and we'll see if they waste their time with this. They probably will not. And they'll let the clock tick down. There's nothing the Raiders could do about it, even if they did call a timeout. Seahawks would be able to run the clock out.
2nd down and 11.
And you see the clock ticking down, so Gelbaugh will have to do this one more time, and this game will be in the books. And not a memorable evening, I don't believe, for Mike White and the Oakland Raiders, as a lot of work to be done on special teams. More than anything else, that was what really ruined the Raiders tonight. And it's not a news story.
You know, I think they have to consider strongly letting that first unit play more than they have played. They got to get in sync. You know, there's so many different people playing in a game that it's hard to get any kind of a consistency level established in these preseason games.
Now Mike White with Excedrin headache 35, I think, is what that looks like. Walks across the field to greet Dennis Erickson. We'll be back to wrap it up after this.